Let me take you back in time, not hundreds of years ago, not even thousands, but more than 4,000 years into the past. Long before the modern world, before countries had borders, flags, or names, there was a land between two great rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. This land was called Sumer, and in Sumer there were many small city-states. Each one had its own ruler, its own army, its own gods, and its own pride. Two of these cities were called Lagash and Umma. They were neighbors, and between them lay a strip of fertile land, green fields fed by canals that carried water from the river. In a dry land like Sumer, water was everything. Water meant crops, crops meant food, food meant survival. At first, Lagash and Umma tried to live in peace. They marked their borders, they signed agreements, they promised to respect each other's land. But as years passed, the rivers changed their course, the canals were redirected, the borders slowly disappeared. Farmers crossed into disputed land, guards argued, minor fights broke out. And slowly, tension grew. Both cities believed the land was theirs. Both cities believed the gods were on their side. And both cities began to prepare for war. Young men were trained as soldiers. Spears were sharpened, shields were built, bronze was melted and shaped into weapons. Commanders organized their troops into formations. Drums were prepared, banners were raised. And then, one morning, the armies marched. Dust rose from the ground as hundreds of feet moved forward. Two human lines faced each other across an open field. Not monsters, not heroes, just men. Men who wanted to protect their families. Men who were afraid. Men who were ordered to fight. The first spear was thrown, then another. Then the lines collided. Shields struck shields, spears pierced armor. Cries filled the air. The ground that once grew wheat was now stained with blood. This was not a small fight. This was organized war. And it is the earliest war in history that we can still see today. Lagash eventually won. Umma was defeated. And the rulers of Lagash wanted the world to remember their victory, so they carved it into stone. A tall stone monument showing soldiers marching in formation, enemies falling beneath their spears, and vultures flying above the battlefield, feeding on the dead. They called it the Stele of the Vultures. It still exists today. It still tells the story. A story not just about victory, but about humanity, about how competition became conflict and how conflict became war. This war was not the first time humans fought, but it was the first time humans recorded war. And by recording it, they made it part of history.